Hey guys, my name's Clifford Adams, and welcome to the newest episode of The World According to the Great One. And today, we're going to touch a really hot topic that's been going on for several years now, and this episode won't be long, because I think it's relatively simple. This episode is about hip-hop and the Illuminati. I've had plenty of discussions over the last 10 years about whether the Illuminati exists or not, and what artists are in the Illuminati and who isn't, and the symbolism. And I'm gonna cut right to the chase. Let's start with the Illuminati first. And in order to know who or what they are, you first have to start with the definition. Definition of the Illuminati are those who have been enlightened, or those who have been illuminated, shown the light. Now, what the light is in reference to is, it's been referenced to not only the power of even God, but it's the power of information. This belief that knowledge is indeed power. It has actually really nothing to do with money. And the original Illuminati actually did a lot of good, despite the fact that we also know that they were also part of the Knights Templar as well. If a lot of people do indeed do their research, they would also know this as well. If we fast forward to the here and now, do they still exist? Because they were last seen in England around the turn of the 18th century or the 1700s, for those of you that don't follow the numbers, only to reappear, so to speak, in newfound America. I think if you want to go based on those things, does it still exist? The majority of you, and some people that have the common sense, would say no. However, the Illuminati is by definition a secret society, so therefore the object is to keep it secret. Therefore, does it still exist? I'm more than positive that it does. Now, we do not know what their purpose is. But we do know this, like most of all, quote unquote, big secret societies, they are almost exclusively all white upper class society. This is no exception, because if you want to go by the design, the Illuminati was the Catholic Church. They had something to do with the Catholic Church, as well as the Knights Templar, who were Christians, and the original Christians were indeed Caucasian. So, if we want to go by those, there you go on that. Now, how that ties into hip-hop nowadays, the thing that bothers me is the term Illuminati is used to dumb down most people that just so happen to be black. It is to dumb you down. It's to scare you, to drive you away from what the real points of a lot of the music are. Now, what I think most people, when it comes to hip-hop, also don't realize is that a lot of these artists are not exactly dumb. Contrary to popular belief, the majority of these rappers do have college degrees, and they also know that one thing, like sex, controversy sells, and so does the symbolism. Just like the American flag is a symbol, they use a lot of different types of symbolism, which is going to catch your eye, because it makes you watch, it makes you comment, it makes them sell records, and it keeps them relevant. And then we try to make all these videos here on this channel on YouTube to try to discredit somebody else's talent by just saying that every black person who just so happens to get money now is part of Illuminati. Why would an all-white group, exclusively all white and all upper class, why would they want rappers as part of their group. I pose you guys that question. I think my answer to that is quite simple. They don't. Because if they don't want the upper echelon blacks, why would they want those who, some of you guys only rap about money, cars, clothes, and hoes, and violence? Now, we all know that not to be true because not all rappers rap about the same thing. We also know that it's only been a select few that have been associated with this Illuminati and Illuminati talk. Like your Jay-Z, your Kanye West, your Beyonces, your Rihannas, your Frank Oceans, your A$AP Rockies, it's the most popular, your Drakes, your Lil Waynes. We don't talk about Eminem be part of Illuminati. We don't talk about Macklemore. Could he be part of Illuminati? What about Machine Gun Kelly? Ritz? Yellow Wolf? None of those. They all are indeed white rappers. I could keep going. Let's take this a little bit further. It's also those who associate themselves with black artists who are considered part of Illuminati too. Katy Perry, Justin Timberlake, Robin Thicke, Lady Gaga, Britney Spears, Justin Bieber. But even Lord, we don't go to the country artists and say that these country artists are part of the Illuminati. Nobody ever says Blake Shelton's part of the Illuminati. Or Miranda Lambert, Carrie Underwood, Toby Keith, Garth Brooks. None of them. Nobody ever said Ozzy Osbourne, Marilyn Manson, Jim Morrison, Jimi Hendrix. I can go a little bit further. Green Day, Van Halen, Godsmack, Slipknot. Nobody accuses them of being part of Illuminati. It's only hip-hop artists. Because it's to dumb down the only pure American art form when it comes to music. And because we all know the also inherent truth that hip-hop is the most influential music genre. Whether we want to admit it or not, hip-hop is here to stay. And you can't just throw things like the Illuminati in it and think that people will stop listening. People always fear what they don't understand, and what they don't understand, they don't want to know. But I want people to listen to me very carefully when I say this. There are no black people in the Illuminati. There are no rappers in the Illuminati. So, as we all talk about, well, Jay-Z throws up the Rockefeller sign, he throws up the diamond. See, we ignore the fact that there's another person who threw up a diamond sign. Remember a wrestler by the name of Diamond Dallas Page? He threw up the exact same time, around the exact same time, and everybody overlooked the fact that he did it. And that was his signature. We also overlooked that also in wrestling, that there was a group called the NWO, the New World Order. There has been no New World Order in hip-hop. You guys see where I'm going with this? Let's take this a little bit further. There is another group that is called the 5% Order. And you'll see some people wear the necklaces, because the 5% Order is more of a black order It's 70% of people are just ignorant to whatever it is and they will never see the truth. There's another 20% that will see the truth and still see it as a lie and not use the information correctly either. So there's the 5% who know and fully well the truth and live in that truth and pass that information on. Now, since that could be a topic for another discussion, I will end this video with this. A lot of you get on YouTube and you make these stupid comments about the Illuminati. And you make these comments demeaning these rappers' talent because it's a kind of hate. And most of it's done by black people who hate on their own people. Instead of hating on their talent because you don't have it, or because it's comfortable for you guys to sit behind a computer screen, I want you to applaud them for it. And if you could do better, then why don't you get on a microphone and do it better yourself? But instead of tearing down all the artists, why don't you just do what you're supposed to do and support their talent and go buy their music? The Illuminati has nothing to do with whether they sell or don't sell. Now, do I think there are other entities that are in hip-hop and rap? Yes, I do. Do I think the Illuminati is one of them? If there's anybody that doesn't work like that. Now, could the Illuminati go out and kill rappers? Possibly, but then again, why would they kill rappers? Because of the influence. Because of too much power. That's why some people think that they kill people like Tupac, Biggie, Pimp C, and a few others. Whitney Houston to be another. But see, we all neglect to look over the facts. The fact is, Tupac had been shot already over 5 times already. And that he indeed started a fight that night. But we also neglect the facts that he was set up by Suge Knight himself. Biggie was not killed by the Illuminati because he was killed by a Muslim LAPD police officer and that the police department covered it up. That is fact. Pimp C was not killed by the Illuminati because of the simple fact that he overdosed on drinking codeine syrup. The same thing that he had drank for years and years on end. And Whitney Houston died because she was a alcoholic and a drug addict, and she overdosed on both. And whether we want to admit it or not, you, Mr. Ray J, are partially responsible. But let us call it what it is. These are exactly that. Do I believe the Illuminati is real? Yes. Do I believe it's in hip-hop? No. But while a lot of you are just getting caught up in the symbols and trying to overanalyze, why don't you pay attention to the words? Because that is the most important part of the song.